Podcast episode 15.
Good. We need to do 16 because I hate odd numbers.
Got our first guest today.
I know. I can't believe you wrangled the Massey.
We kept talking about him on some of the podcasts. I was like, well, we better have.
Well, he messaged you, and then I was like, yeah, he doesn't want to be on it. It's fine.
I'm not tech savvy. I saw the message, 2 months later. I didn't realize there was its own thing. I have Dan's Instagram, but I don't have.
I think I messaged him from the media.
He's like,
so
he's
like,
this weird dude that wants bike raffle tickets. Yeah, no, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
When Dan's like, yeah, Massey can get back to me, I was like, he's not gonna do it. And then when he was like, Massey's gonna do it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I wish I'd even known he sent the message because I felt bad when I saw. It happens to me constantly. Actually, to be honest, with anything that I do, because the way those format is if you're not mutually following each other, you don't get the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have
Went
that
to his
many
junk
messages, so I've never experienced randos message me.
What? Because you have a company taking care of it for you.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what it is.
that's right.
We get a lot of those.
I do get a lot of like Chinese people selling endurance. Massey sends me really funny videos a lot.
They're spoofing the spoofs now. That's what gets me, man.
It's pretty bad.
Can't catch up on my sleep because I gotta watch the spoofs.
You can make sure they're as good.
Yeah.
I actually am behind on watching the
Catching up
spoofs.
on mine that I've sent you. Oh, all right. Well.
I'm behind, so I gotta admit. No, I was like, Dan's like, did you say bring Massey, or did I say?
Well, you were talking about how you wanted to be riding motorcycles and hanging out with Massey, and I was like, we should just get him on the podcast because you, in that same episode, mentioned wanting to have guests.
Yeah.
And also, you didn't specify that you prefer only to talk to people about construction or construction adjacent people.
Of metal things. He builds iron horses.
So, I mean, I thought it would be a good test run, kind of a pilot of having a guest on the podcast.
If it doesn't go well, we just cancel
Edit
it.
it out. Edit me out, please.
It'll show up on some Chinese video.
Yeah, I mean, so, I talked to Massey a little bit before about what we might talk about and how we might approach it. And I don't think we have a plan.
Yeah, I don't.
So
I thought I was going to the gym this morning to work out because I'm like working on my summer bod, which is not going very well.
It's almost fall
because I keep eating fudge and things when we go out. But I walked into the gym, and as soon as I walked in, my dad calls like, "Light the flat tire." I was like, "Cool." So I got to leave and
fix the tire. That's like going to the gym. I think
I got to work out. The car fell off the jack stand, so I had to like improvise.
I was talking with a buddy's wife who's a personal trainer, and she was like telling me all about it. And then she hung out with me for the afternoon, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you really don't need to go to the gym. You just need to live your life and do what you do."
Yeah,
because the gym, stretching and things like that are important. But
sounds like a juicy topic.
Well,
is that Dusty's wife?
Yeah, Dusty's wife.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I was gonna say something else.
Yeah. Well, I just thought it was it affirmed everything I've always said, which people argue with me about, that if you live active and your body,
you don't necessarily need. It's
right.
The people that are inactive go to the gym.
Right. Well, I think the act of going to the gym is more like keeping time. It's like showing up to this on time or whatever on time. And it's like, yeah, well, you're busy. You're busy.
Changing a tire.
We didn't look at the clocks.
I like going to the gym because it forces me to do something other than whatever else I'm doing, and it's been pretty good. I worked out. We went on a little mini vacation this weekend, and I worked out on this creek and felt cool. I was like, I hope these bugs are watching me and like think I look good, man. Working out in my towel. We went to a water park. That's good. It's good. No roller coaster park.
So there's I guess there's a roller coaster park and then a water park
in Dollywood.
I got you. Yeah.
We went to the Dollywood water park.
Okay.
They have a water roller coaster, but it's not that cool. But they got the little carts that go up the mountain.
Yeah.
And then it's just free ball down.
Oh, you get drive your own? Is there one of those there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
there's
cool.
a lot of them. And
I like the way
you can brake.
Uh-huh.
And Colden went out with me, and because you could do two, one in front. And I said, I'm not going to use the brake. And he's like, if you don't use the brake, I will never go on a ride with you again. I was like, well.
You're like, all right, hit it once. There we go.
All gas, no brakes, dude. We bombed it and we broke a record time. So he screamed. But that's the whole point. It was fun. Yeah. We beat Rye and the girls. It was Esma's birthday.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, you sent us a video.
Yeah.
That's good. She loved it. Yeah, it was a good time. Dollywood is too busy. Major traffic jams.
A lot of people, yeah.
I saw elk, though. We drove through because the last day I was like, I don't think we should go back to the park or whatever. We just walked around after. We went to the park one day and then we went random walkings and saw things. But the last day we drove through the national park and there was elk herds. Well, there was one elk and then there was four. So I don't know if that's considered.
Those things are wild. When I was riding in Maggie Valley, they have them. They have like big collars on that, they track, I guess. And I guess they'll like put up somewhere. I have no idea online. Like, hey, the herd is over here. And like
really?
Crowds of people will go over there to see them or whatever. But you're on when you're on a motorcycle and you're just driving by, it's like, that thing's giant. It's huge. It's like three of these couches, coming at you. You're like, okay, let me get the hell out of here.
I carried one. I was like, ooh. Yeah, that's why I started going back to the gym because I'm doing the elk hunt again. Okay, and I was like, got to do the mountain extreme.
The hike and pull, yeah.
Yeah, it's 400, not 400 pounds at a time, but it's total 400 pounds packing out, which gets a little bit outrageous. But yeah, it was pretty cool out there on the. I forget that the Great Smoky Mountains is a national park, which I'd like to hit all of them eventually.
Yeah. It's interesting how many people go there because, like you said, like here is what I would call like a destination for other people. Like we live in an area where it's tourists. Tourists come to see where we live. Tourists go there, and you get nervous that this might turn into that.
That's exactly what I was like. Can Floyd turn into Gallenberg?
Yeah, it's scary. I remember when I first came to Floyd, we were at Dogtown, and the waitress was like, "Oh yeah, it's the new Asheville," and I was like, "Oh God, have you been to Asheville recently?" Like, no thanks, please don't. Yeah, it's like no.
We drove.
What can we do for this not to happen?
Yeah, well, hopefully that won't happen.
I don't see it.
I don't think we have the infrastructure. I don't think we got the wells and water and sewer.
And I think enough people see the charm in the small. Yes, there is tourism, but I think there's charm in small,
keeping it small.
Yeah, small town.
Yeah. If you get a water slide, they'll start moving.
They'll start coming. If you build it, they will come.
Massey's built a water slide before.
Yeah, just let us know when you get the customer for the water slide.
Yeah, we'll do it. It's probably in the cards. I haven't done one yet, but every time I say that,
we're talking it up right now. I'm a firm believer in talking it up.
I know, like what? So Massey's one of my buddies, lives in Floyd, technically.
Yeah, Floyd County.
Yeah. And I followed him on Instagram for years, and then I saw him post a picture at Tuggles Gap, and I was like, "Oh man, he's in my area." And then it turns out that he moved here, and I messaged him and helped him work on his new shop.
Yeah, Matt was a lifesaver on the project.
Nice, I didn't know that.
Almost the problem, dude.
Well, whatever. It was. There's always problems in any of those projects, and I had, multiple people say they wouldn't do it or couldn't do it, and
I know why.
Yeah, you know why now. Luckily, you took it on before.
Yeah, we put the roof on, and I was like, God, Lee, that was tough. It was like real crazy trust. I built this special bar and got them all up, and then they fell down. And he called, and he's like, yeah, the trusses fell down. And I was just like, I'm leaving the country. I was like, I can't go over there. I was like, dang, freaking biker gang's gonna like tie me up and like drag me down the road. So
that it was one of my first experiences because I had recently bought that building and was working on it, and I knew the community where I was, but I had no idea how many people knew me and knew my phone number or any of that. And that weekend I was actually out of town, and hundreds of people called me, "Hey man, your roof fell off," like telling me, like, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
this is not a good advertisement."
That was Omnibuild. It wasn't Omnibuild.
Yeah, like we hid all the Omnibuild signs, and
we were doing it like as a trade, so we weren't doing it to our highest level of execution.
And I don't know how your normal projects go, but I'm sort of hands on, and I had sort of set it up to do it the way I would have done it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't the way you would have done it.
It wasn't a motorcycle.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure there was a better way to do it.
The roof works.
Oh, it's beautiful now. Yeah.
We've done more things there.
Yeah.
He's allowed us to go back. And we become good friends.
Definitely.
And his wife and mine are friends, and our kids, and it's been a good thing. But Massey's business is BNS Machines. Right?
BS machines.
BNS.
It's funny because you type in BNS in the area, you get
there is
automotive.
Yeah, so don't go there.
Yeah.
Well, you can if you have to fix your car.
Yeah.
But if you want a motorcycle, BS Machines.
Yeah, BS Machines. Strictly early motorcycles. I don't
like 1999.
What's an early motorcycle?
I prefer 1970 and back, but I do work on some 70s stuff recently. So 80, maybe cutoff's like 84.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I really don't work on motorcycles. I work on components of motorcycles. I build engines and transmissions, and then I do a good bit of restoration.
You
repairs.
have to build him a whole motorcycle shop for free, and then he might help you build the motorcycle.
No,
just kidding. But no, he's the best. I joke around that he's top 3 in the country. And,
that's a joke? I thought you were being serious.
No, I am. But he kind of laughs it off or whatever. But he's kind of legendary.
No, I think that there's very few people that do what I do, but that doesn't mean you're top of anything. It's like shoeing horses or something. It's like there's less and less people riding fucking horses. So
iron horses.
Yeah, there's not as big a need for horseshoers.
It's kind of a niche market, but he's done really good at it, and he's got a cool museum he's building with an ice cream shop, and does the coolest party of the year on the East Coast.
Yeah, we
Hawg Wild.
It's a passion is what it is. It's not I think when anybody likes anything, they put everything into it. Same with construction.
I've always liked motorcycles, and I've always had like Honda stuff and dirt bike type stuff, and rode not like every day, but have ridden. And then I worked in a machine shop and saw, what's that dude's name? Mike Hubbard.
Yeah.
I saw his bike. He's had a lathe, and we were wiring up a light over it, and I was wiring this light and looking at his bike, and I was like, gosh, that bike is sick. And I remember being like, I want a bike like that. And he's like, whatever you do, never take an engine without paperwork. And I was like, okay. And that's like all he said to me the whole time I was working. It kept reminding me.
Yeah.
And then I met Massey, because I didn't know what I was looking at, but I had saved pictures. And that dude from River Street Seats or whatever, that's like my first
Adam. Yeah.
His green panhead was my first favorite like bike. And but then Massey came and we built a bike. It was my divorce bike.
Yeah. I remember we did a little more therapy than we did working on bikes, but it was cool.
It took us like 3 years.
Mostly because your schedule's so busy.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, it sucks. And I did talk about that in here because like I have to try to prioritize doing something other than working like a dog. And it's like every time I'm like, I tell Massey every year probably, soon, man, it's gonna be free. And then I buy land and start working on that, and it's like never ends. And
acquire another company that helps your company. Or
it's a little bit of a problem. I have like we were talking about a friend that the drugs of the past had addiction, and I kind of have a work addiction. It's kind of.
It could be worse. I tell my wife that all the time. She's like, another motorcycle? And I'm like, I could smoke crack.
I know. It's like I talked to a friend last night. I was like, I think I've reached the zone of asking for forgiveness because it's just too hard to explain all the ins and outs of what's going on.
Yeah, definitely don't go for permission. So always ask for.
You'd have half a bike.
Yeah.
Yeah, Massey's got an epic collection. He's got like one of the rarest bikes in the world, I think, the 43.
Yeah. Well, it's just war. It's a war year. It's like during World War II, you had to be somebody to end up with one of these. They made lots of motorcycles, but they weren't the big twin knuckleheads. Yeah. And so you had to have one. I've collected parts for it for 15 years. I've got 70% of it at one property from a guy in different various locations on his property, and then I sort of pieced together the rest of the stuff so it would have the right vibe.
It was pretty cool because there's a pile in his shop for years, and he'd add to it and find
one special part and then
one washer. I'm like, how do you know that that's a 43? He's like, I know. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to watch that pile grow, and then now it's a running bike.
Nerded out. Yeah, I've been riding it a bunch this summer. It's definitely pretty neat.
Are you riding it on Hawg Wild?
Yeah, I'll ride that.
Dude, it's a cool bike. There's not many 43s in the world, especially one like this.
Yeah, I think they state that they made like around 150 of them. And, I don't know what's left now. Probably less than 50, I would imagine.
Yeah.
There's no registry or anything. But...
Yeah. Yeah.
No paperwork?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's no good.
So you mentioned Hawg Wild a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
So what is Hawg Wild?
It's essentially, it started out, I think this is the 10th year. I'm pretty positive. It started out as just a group of guys. There's a group called the AMCA, which is the Antique Motorcycle Club of America. And we have these like chapters all over the country that are local chapters. And there's a Blue Ridge chapter, which I'm part of. And a group of guys would come up and I think most of them would stay at the Floyd Hotel originally. And we've sort of made the Pine Tavern home for what I would call the older guys. They come in, they stay there. And then I began opening up my property at home for some of my buddies to camp and hang out. And then some of the older guys even prefer to do that. They'll show up and camp. And, we do the yard camping. We do a big chili pot, like a Friday night. And then we wake up early on Saturday morning and we ride maybe 100, 150 miles, lunch stops, some scenic stops. And then meanwhile, there's, barbecue cooking at home. And we end the ride there at the house and we hang out, usually do fire. It sort of falls around the 4th, so we do some fireworks. We do, food and drink and hang out.
There's a bunch of cool bikes.
Yeah, I think, originally it was like 20 of us, maybe, 15 to 20. And I think last year we filmed like a time-lapse video of everybody pulling out in the morning. And I think it was 137 bikes last year. And, I would say 95% of them are vintage and old. And, and even I've met people this past year that were at the gas station where we started at, and they were like, yeah, man, you like old bikes? Last year there was like 100 of them here, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was our group, that's the thing we do every year. And that guy would be like, man, I'm going to get an old bike. And then next year, he's there hanging out. So
yeah, it's like, Massey signed me up for the Blue Ridge chapter because he's like, there's no young dudes. Like, we got to keep people in it, and excited about it. And it's a cool thing. It's the vintage world, and the people are super nice, and it's just kind of fun to hang out. And that one dude, we drove past his house, posted on Facebook, 100 Hell's Angels just drove past my house.
he said, Gadzooks.
Oh, yeah, Gadzooks.
And I think for 2 years, you and me both call each other and be like, hey, Gadzooks.
Might start again after today. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
And we had, I always have like one of my neighbors, he's a realtor, will drive one of my vans and like have a trailer in case somebody breaks down. Mm-hmm. And that's what the guy said, because it's like an old church van. And he goes, I just saw the Hells Angels go by with a church van picking up the stragglers. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I knew who it was, too. He rides.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I should ask him if he wants to go this year.
Yeah, meet up. And it's one of those things that I've never, other than just like one post at the beginning of the year when we set up the date at our first meeting for the Blue Ridge chapter, which weekend the hotel will host everybody. And I say, here's when it is, mark your calendars. And then, I don't really ever advertise for it. It actually, eventually, I think it'll probably outgrow my yard.
I'll move it to Floyd Fest.
Yeah, there we go. Well, cool. I thought about that, but the unfortunate part is that it's prior to Floyd Fest, and I would hate the grounds to be just demolished.
Do a hill climb.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Let's cut that because we're gonna have it there. We don't want John to know we're gonna die.
Yeah, to destroy everything. I just know he works hard to keep his grass nice.
He loves his grass.
Prior to the event.
He's a grass fan. Yeah, it's like his happy place. Sometimes he's like, "Can you drop off your lawnmower so I can mow my grass?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he rides and mows it, and it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see it outgrowing. It's amazing how many people you pack in there, though.
Yeah. I think and it's cool. Like you were talking about Mike Hubbard. I think his era of motorcycles with the get paperwork and all that was a lot more biker and thievery and gangs and things like that. This is just people that enjoy vintage bikes. That we have a good time. It's all common interest. They show up. We talk about each other's bikes. Someone breaks down, we stop and help them fix it. We don't steal their parts when they're not looking. It's like and it's hard converting some people, like older guys. A lot of times I tell them about it and they're like, oh yeah, no way. I'm not coming to there. Because back in the day, that's what people would do. They would, and I've been places like that. Same thing. Like I've gone to shops and said, hey, I want to buy some parts. And, I got some cash to do it. And they're like, yeah, go see this guy. And you drive by the house and, you're like, yeah, come back at 10 o'clock tonight, and it's like, oh man, I'm being set up. But, yeah, it's not like that anymore. I think it's like, it's just common interests
it's a cool scene.
People into the same stuff. And
I've made some really good friends there. I mean, Thomas, our buddy's on his honeymoon right now in Switzerland.
Yeah, he's traveled all over just strictly from motorcycles. He's got buddies in other countries. He put out a book that,
Oh yeah, Wickline.
Yep. It was a speed shop here in Virginia. Back in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s, and he dug up all the information on it, did a book about it, and put it out. And that that guy at that time was probably living in the era of, hey, don't leave your bike out in the parking lot. Keep an eye on it, because at one time, without computers and without DMVs and things like that, stuff could be gone.
Yeah, easily,
and just disappear. And
my cousin's dad's panhead that you got fixed up.
Yep,
he had it chained to the garage floor.
Yep,
like bolted down and crazy.
Yeah. People are nervous about it, and it's hard to convince them that now it's sort of changed. It's a love that we all have for them. So, I want to come to your house, old guy, and see your old bike. I'm not coming back in the middle of the night to steal it. I just want to check it out and see how things were done back then and learn more. I mean, I feel like I try to absorb as much information and energy as I can from it. And
you're a wealth of knowledge, man. It's a pretty cool community that you build. Like we go to that party and our kids go and they hang out and they run around and have fun, and it's surprising how many people come from all over the place.
Yeah, we got travel. I got a buddy that comes from Australia every year, actually.
Oh yeah.
And we, there's very few people who have come and not come back. That's sort of why it's growing. And they'll always bring a friend, and then that guy, brings a friend, and then it turns, so that's why I don't feel like I've like advertised it. It's not, I say advertised, but I don't promote it, because it just organically has grown. And it's not, it doesn't cost anything, you know what I mean? So come have fun, and it might cost you some parts off your bike if you're not ready to ride, because that's what you got to change flat tires and put on generators and things like that.
Yeah.
If you're out and your bike breaks down, because we're riding them,
Are you doing a shop day?
Shop. I think on Saturday, my loop I've got planned. I try to do a different route every year. The loop this year is coming back, and there's going to be a stop there and hang out a little bit. And, some people choose to continue on and shower and stuff and then come back to the house for the barbecue.
Yeah.
But yeah, there'll be an opportunity for people to come check it out.
Sweet. This is sick.
So if somebody wanted to come after watching this, how would they find out about it or get there?
We're doing it this year. It's on the 11th. The actual ride is the 11th.
July 11th.
Yeah, July 11th. Sorry. And a lot of people will show up on Thursday afternoon because Friday we do a little loop and a ride, and we'll go find somewhere to swim, a lake or river or whatever. And then Saturday and then Friday night we do the chili pot. So a good handful of people will show up Friday afternoon and sort of get their camp spot set up. And then, Saturday morning we peel out. So, you can, I think this year usually there's a group that leaves from Floyd, a group that leaves from Meadows-Adan at my house, and then we all meet somewhere. We'll either meet in Floyd, Meadows-Adan, or Willis. And I think this year I'm going to start the route in Willis.
Nice.
At the Mart. Yeah, at the Mart where the gas station. Sort of obviously motorcycles revolve around gas.
Yeah.
So we try to meet at gas station and make sure everybody's full, because that's, the worst thing to do is run out of gas when you're riding with a bunch of guys and you never live it down. And non-ethanol gas. I've recently been pushing that to everybody.
I mean, it's smart if you have carburetor.
Right. Yeah. Carbureted it doesn't. Ethanol gas eats internal parts that you don't want to have done. So
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the 1 year I was riding and I got lost as fuck because I didn't take the directions, because I was like, I'll be fine. And we were riding and a deer jumped off a bank onto somebody right in front of me.
Yeah, man, my buddy Nick. It's one of those things you would imagine never could happen, but it happened. Yeah, he hit a deer. Yeah,
I was like, oh shit! And we stopped, and then he got picked up, and then I tried to
catch back up with the group. Yeah.
We were there for over an hour.
Yeah.
And
so you just come up with your own ride. I remember you saying
Yeah, I came back. I had lunch on a river somewhere. Underneath the highway, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
It was, Yeah, and then you got the Raffle going. He's Massey, because you built the Knucklehead, right?
Yeah, the Knucklehead is built. Yep.
And it's out of parts that were in a fire?
Yeah, so a buddy of mine, Ricky, was working on a bike for a guy, Fuzz was his name, and he's out of Stoneville, North Carolina, kind of down the mountain towards Martinsville. And he was working on a bike, and Ricky's house caught on fire. And he lost, I think, like 11 motorcycles or something like that. But Fuzz's Knucklehead was one of them. And I bought it back from insurance. And I used a lot of what I could. The engine actually is from another pile of parts I had, and I put together from that. But the chassis, the frame, the sheet metal, some of the other small components are all, like, I call them fire patina.
That's a pretty cool bike.
They were burned up, and stuff was melted, and it's pretty neat story. That got it together, and then I decided I'd pass it along, and the raffle thing's become sort of a big thing in the motorcycle community. It gives, because of the value of some of these bikes, people that are into them, you can't necessarily even afford to have them. So it's kind of cool to get the opportunity to own one for $100. And, and actually the raffle, I refund the winner. So you actually end up with it for free if you're the winner.
Free bike.
Yeah, you get it for free.
Is cool.
It's kind of.
And our buddy Thomas just won a raffle.
Yeah.
Like, cause you see the raffles a lot. And then I haven't known too many people I won, because people from all over the country enter. But our buddy Thomas, right before Daytona, won a sick panhead.
Yeah, he won a panhead. Yeah, it's wild. And it got delivered there and rode it all weekend. It was.
It needed a new gas cab. I heard.
Yeah. That was. He was worried. It's funny because I always tell people, like, they're always like, my carburetor, blah blah, messing with it, and I'm like, 99% of carburetor problems are electrical. And then, they're like, well, my wiring's messed up. It's not charging. It keeps bogging out. And I'm like, well, 99% of electrical problems are carburetor or fuel related. So it's like you flip it on always. But it turned out, his gas cap wasn't venting.
Yeah.
And we, sourced him one, traded it out.
I wonder if is he going to bring that bike to Hawg Wild? Is he coming to Hawg Wild?
He's coming to Hawg Wild. He's hoping he gets back from Switzerland, I think like 2 days before it.
Oh, that's right.
And I think he has the panhead we built. 52. I think he has it almost ready to ride. I think he was going to try to do that one, but if not, he has the 21 as a backup. He uses it mostly as a loaner because, when I went down there for the departure swap meet, we rode it around. So
sweet. Now, the knucklehead that you're raffling, what year is it? 46?
It's 41.
41.
Yeah, 1941, which is a cool year.
That is
cool.
It's
pre-war. And they had that's the first year they did an FL, which is a 74-inch
bigger cubic inch engine.
Yeah, bigger there were 61 prior to that, and they called an EL. But they have they ran into some issues in 41 because they used the same casing that they had prior, and they put in bigger flywheels. So they cut the cases a little more and made the material a little thinner. And that's why they're so rare now, is because so many of them blew up and broke and were thrown away. At the time when something was, I hear stories of guys buying knuckleheads for $50, and so something that's $50, then $50 was more for sure, but it's still not like, rebuild it situation. They would just throw it away, scrap it, and especially before the war, when the war happened, there was shortages on material and things like that. Farmers and everybody were gathering like the scrappers do now, and in a war effort to bring materials to these foundries, and they were making guns, bullets, supplies for the war.
So did you have to rework the cases on that engine?
Yeah, they've had some repairs. They've been through a life for sure.
Yeah.
They like most have, people used to call it a death crack, but I repair a lot of cases. That's essentially 80% of my job.
You gotta check out his Instagram, Barn Shield.
Yeah, so I repair stuff that people have been told can't be repaired.
Yeah.
So I weld it, machine it.
Some crazy shit.
I'm not a welder. I'm a grinder. I'm a sculptor, is what I like to say.
Make metal stick together and clean it up.
My goal in the end is for you to not be able to tell that it was repaired. So it's kind of hard to like show someone something and be like, yeah, that's been repaired, and they're like, no, it hasn't. So, but that's the goal.
Yeah.
And those bikes, finding one not repaired is, I would say, impossible.
Yeah. At this point,
they call it a hen's tooth because they don't have teeth.
Very rare.
Incredibly rare.
Incredibly.
I went through the engine. I built it like I do most those cases, because they're thin. There's an area that I build up, and I cut the flywheel down to fit better. And
I see.
So it's had all my normal shop treatments.
Width of the flywheel, or is it?
It's the corner at the edge of the flywheel is like this, like a square, and in the case where it runs is really thin in that corner.
I see.
So what I do is I build up the inside of the case there, and then
I
bevel the edge of the flywheel to fit to it. And then when you take material off flywheel, everything has to be redone. You have to rebalance it and retrue it, and everything needs to be, set up for the weights of the pistons that you're using now. And it's in order for it to run smooth. It's a lot.
41's tough here.
Yeah. And just an engine rebuild, could cost someone up to $10,000 just to rebuild what they already have. So,
especially something old like that. Yeah.
Right.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And sourcing the parts. The hardest part now is finding the pieces. There's not a lot of companies that make the stuff that's worth a shit. It's you either buy something aftermarket and work it to work, which is insane to think that something new doesn't even fit, but or you find an original and restore it. Fit, yeah. So
and the knucklehead that you're raffling is it a jockey shift or tank shift?
It's a jockey shift. It has tank shift tanks on it, but it's got a commonly called suicide clutch.
Yeah.
So it'll take, whoever wins it will take a day to learn how to do.
I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
If I can learn how to do it.
Yeah, anybody can do it. Yeah. Like I said, it's interesting because I'll put up a picture of it and I'll have people say, man, I can't wait to win that thing and paint it and do this and that. But, I just like the way it looks or the way it is,
I have to sign this thing that says you're going to leave.
Yeah. Well, it's their bike when they win it. But
that's true.
But, it just depends on what people like. It's interesting because
you're a patina man.
So many. Yeah, for sure. You walk in my place and I've had people come in and be like, when are you going to restore this or that? And I'm like, man, I think it's done. It looks perfect. Yeah, I think it's beautiful. They're only original once is the big thing. So
it's kind of cool. I think like your style of bike is awesome. That's the thing. Like I was watching Born Free, which I still don't know who actually won the invited builder. Do you know?
I don't know the invited builder part. I think they determined on Friday night. The one, Sugar Baby Cycles was the overall best in show bike. Yeah, I think it was a 38 or 39 knucklehead.
Yeah,
with a turbo on it, which it's shiny but that's a bike. That's a chopper show, bike show. You know what I mean? If my bike's more like a parking lot bike there, you know what I mean? It's ridden
but it's kind of cool, man. It's like your 43 at that bike show would be
right. Yeah. I think, like I said, if you have an appreciation for old bikes, you're going to love it. But I guarantee, even at gas stations, people walk up and they're like, does this thing run? And I'm like, nah, dude, I pushed it up here to put fucking gas in it.
They're probably like that dude.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yesterday I got lunch at Poor Farmers, and it was like thunderstormy, and I was on my 46 yellow bike, and I got a sandwich, sitting there on the porch eating, and it sort of starts to sprinkle. Like 40 bikers come flying in there to hide under the awnings and, like park and get out of the rain. And they're all standing there, and all of a sudden there's probably 25 or 30 people standing around my bike. And the sprinkling sort of dies down, and I know there's more coming. And I'm like, fuck, I got to go crank my motorcycle in front of these 30 dudes who, I've been sitting there eating my sandwich, listening to them tell their wives that this is an iron head, or this is a, this is a pan head. And this is, they're like,
Honda Davidson.
Yeah. None of them, nobody probably got it right, but like one guy. And, now I got to push it out and crank it up. And sure enough, like they always do, it always starts couple prime kicks and one kick. Man, it took me 20 kicks, and people were, but what's crazy, because I was so embarrassed. It fired up, and like people were cheering across the street in the park. Yeah, I was like, I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I got to get it. And all I had to do was drive from there across the street to put gas in it. And so I was like, oh my God. And I didn't buckle my helmet, and some guy's like, your helmet, like yelling at me. I'm like, yeah, cool, dude. It's cool. I'm just going right over here.
You just converted like 20 dudes. They're like,
well, that's what Cynthia was like. Did you invite anyone back to the shop? And I was like, nah, I just, was blushing too much to even talk to anybody.
They're like, can I buy that? No, that for sale. No.
Yeah, that's what my buddy Kevin's always like, man, you should tell, we'll be sitting there and we're talking about old bikes, because I ride up there every day for lunch almost. And we're sitting there and someone's like, man, this is a cool bike, talking about it. I'd like to have a knucklehead. And Kevin's like, well, tell them about your raffle. And I'm like, well, people find out about it. I don't know. I'm not a salesman. So, it's
the raffle is pretty cool though. To win a bike built by you, that's a pretty big deal. And then there's two other bikes. Yeah,
we got two other. And then that's what's surprising me the most in the whole thing. Cause I would consider myself a knucklehead guy. I've been coined that by lots of people online have like messaged me and been like, oh, I forgot you're a knucklehead guy, like talking junk to me kind of, but because knuckleheads have become expensive and unattainable. Luckily I'm not buying anything now. I've acquired a lot over the years, and parts and pieces, and right place, right time kind of situations. But in the raffle, we have there's a 77 Shovelhead, Confederate edition, and
rare bike.
Yeah, which is a rare bike. And there's a 63 Panhead, all stock, pretty well sorted dual glide bike.
Shift bike.
It's foot shift. Yeah, it's foot shift. It's later. It has shocks. It's not rigid frame. Mm-hmm. But when I've gone to some of these events with all three bikes, I've asked people like, well, which one do you want? They buy a raffle ticket. And I'm like, which one are you going to pick? And I, in my mind, it's the knucklehead. Right. I always pick the knucklehead,
Right.
But it's surprising how many guys are like, I want that Shovelhead, man. I want the Panhead. I want, and it's really just comes down to
what's your fancy.
Yeah. What's your fancy, what you grew up looking at, whatever. And I think it's cool, probably could have raffled each bike individually, and it might've went faster or gone quicker, But I feel like just it's so cool to have 3 winners, 3 opportunities, and
it's exciting to pick 3 names because you're like, oh shit, and then you're like, oh, another chance.
I got another chance, yeah. And I've been like tossing back and forth, like, do I like pull 3 tickets and then show the third one first as third place and say, because there's all kinds of, you see all these things and how they do stuff, and typically I let my kids just pull one, and that it would be awesome to be done with the raffle by Hawg Wild, but it's a lot of, I think we have like 300 spots left, so
you should buy a ticket. It's very good opportunity to win a custom bike,
and that's what like people that just gamble period, buy scratch offs at the gas station,
it's way better odds.
It's way better odds. It's insane to win some $40,000-$50,000 bike for $100.
Can you imagine if somebody won and took the shovel head first? I mean, it could
happen.
Well,
it can happen.
It would just blow.
There's so many people.
Awesome.
There's so many people that had told me that. It's got electric start. Almost all the old guys, they're not trying to kick anything anymore, and they're not going to ride a rigid frame bike with a Bates solo seat on it with 2-inch springs. That their back is destroyed after that. So yeah, shovel head with shocks and electric start. Cruise, man, buy it and go. Yeah.
It's a nice bike too.
Yeah.
You have 2 Confederate bikes.
Yeah.
Or more. Do you have more than that?
No, that's what. Yeah, I got 2. I got 2 FLHs, one with a sidecar, which is the bike me and my kids ride the most. Almost.
That's a cool bike.
They and thanks to you for you've sourced the find on that. Or you had told a guy that I worked on him.
Yeah.
And he hit me up, and then a year later he was like, "Hey, do you want to get rid of this thing?"
It's pretty awesome.
So
yeah, it's I like finding things if I can for Massey because I hardly ever do. He's on the hunt, and I'm always like, I'm gonna find some, and then
it's getting harder and harder. It's like people that have them are holding on to them. It probably 10 or 15 years ago, it was a big. Guys were realizing they weren't going to ride and getting rid of stuff they've had for years. Mm-hmm. Now people are, then it became so valuable that people were using them as like retirement tools. Like, hey, when I need money, I'm going to sell this. And, a lot of those deals are already done before it happens. So-and-so says, hey, when you get rid of that bike, I want to buy it.
Yeah.
So that happens. And then now, there's even people that are hoarding them up, and when they die, their family's going to get rid of them is what's going to happen. And you have to be at the auction or be at the right place at the right time.
I saw Mecum, it's not kind of stuff went a little cheap, I thought, but it was kind of weird stuff.
Actually. Yeah, Mecum's an interesting thing. A lot of people gauge the value of things on Mecum in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
But it's weird because there's overly restored, incorrect parts, reproduction, and they don't address any of that. No. You have to essentially be there and know what you're looking at, So if someone calls me and asks me, hey, what's the deal with this bike? I'm a nerd, and I'll tell them everything about it. I can tell you this, and I've done a little consultation on people when they're buying stuff, like this nut or this bolt's not right, and this guy says it is or isn't. You can use the information when you buy it.
I can confirm that. I almost bought that 48
in
Utah or whatever. Oh, the valve cap is I was like, damn, son.
Yeah. There's different things that I guess when you nerd out about it, you focus in and learn all these little things. And it's never, or I'll say not often the seller even knows, you know what I mean? But there's things, and you can expect original bikes to stuff to have been changed over the years. Just if they haven't, and someone's saying that and they're acting like it's not, then it's either a unicorn or, they just don't know.
It is. It's like, I think like a normal biker that goes to a Harley shop and buys a brand new bike, sees pictures of knuckleheads, like you could buy that tin that has knuckle or flathead, knucklehead, panhead, and all the engines, and they may not ever see one,
right?
And then do you have an opportunity to win one for $100 or free because you get your $100 back?
Get your $100 back. I mean, and I ship it for free. That's what
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's wild that the people, I guess they don't understand what could happen or how it works. I guess that's, and I understand the internet is full of scams and things like that these days, but. When it's over with and the person wins it and they see it, the next time they're in. You know what I mean? Like it's like don't why wait? You know, you should get on it.
I'm buying a ticket after this, dude. I'm like, I gotta.
How do you get a ticket to the raffle?
You know, I'm not tech savvy enough to have some sort of website that you can go to, log into, and pay, shoot the money. You shoot me a message, and I'll give you the payment instructions. I take Venmo, I take PayPal, or a lot of people this time have been coming to the shop, checking it out. You know, they're actually getting a little more benefit because I give them a little shop tour.
Nice.
You know, for their entry. You know, they get to check out some other stuff, see the bike in person, put a hand on it. That, you know, obviously, I would say 85-90% of so far are people from other places. So they're just relying on photos and videos. But yeah, you just shoot me a message on Instagram or on Facebook.
Nice.
But if you go on his Facebook or Instagram at Barn Shield, you can look at the bike, pictures, videos.
I got all the information. Yep. I have a post up that has my payment instructions in it. But if you're not tech savvy also, then, you know,
good luck.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Hit me a message.
It's a cool opportunity.
Hit me a message. I'll walk you through it. You know, I've got guys that say like, "Oh, did I do it right?" And I'm like, "Not yet." You know, and I'm not sure where they sent the money to, but
you're like, "I just got 5." You're like, "Cool."
They retract it.
Wrong raffle.
Yeah, exactly. But
yeah, that's pretty sick. I'm excited to see that raffle go down. It's a lot of tickets.
It's a lot of tickets. It'll take a lot to set up for even, and you know, the timing and but I'm gonna, you know, you try your best to be, we do it live on Instagram, so you know, we try to have it set up where it's completely transparent, and you know, the winners get announced, and then, you know, the first place will get to choose between the 3 bikes, the second place will get the choice of the 2 bikes left, and then third place will get what was left. So, you know, it'll take a minute. You know, if I don't know what everybody's going to pick, and it might change day to day. Guy might say this today and this tomorrow. He might ask his buddies, and he said, "Man, you should get that or this." You know, so I'm gonna pull the winners, give them an opportunity to pick in order, and then, you know, we'll announce it and put up a post and some.
It'd be cool to do it at Hawg Wild.
It'd be neat. It'd be neat. It'd be really neat.
Hectic.
Yeah, it'd be hectic with all the people there and me setting up and the wind. You know, it's kind of nice when I can do it in my shop and not
have a bunch of people watching you.
Right. Well, I'm not worried about that. I think, you know, whenever I do it, when I've done them in the past, I've done maybe 5 or 6 other raffles. I've said, "Hey, tomorrow we're going to do it at the shop at 6 p.m. and we'll have a few people come by and watch it."
That's kind of cool. I need to pay attention to that. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I think, and if you want to get a ticket or know about Hawg Wild and you know me or whatever, you can ask me too, and I can give you details, or at least put you in touch with Massey.
Right, you're so busy. Don't throw yourself out.
I check my Instagram like once a week.
Don't throw yourself out there like that. You know?
Omnibuild's giving away a couple electric bicycle hogs.
Yeah, we got some motorcycle dudes coming to Floyd Fest this year.
I saw that. The bikers will show up for that.
Yeah, dude. We got I think Billy's coming, and Brian and Thomas and you.
I was talking to my buddy Chad the other day, and I was like, "Man, you should get in on this trip." You know, him and his wife. His wife does yoga. I got her signed up maybe to do yoga Saturday morning at Hawg Wild. So
sick.
We're gonna do an early 5
a.m.
my
stretchy
5 a.m. yoga session.
Which
will be totally hilarious. I can't wait to do it because I think it'll be hilarious. All the fucking biker guys in my yard.
They probably would, dude.
I imagine it's new age biker. You know,
my sister might come.
Yeah, okay,
she's coming town. It's like right around her birthday.
Okay,
and so we'll see.
Nice.
See.
That's
and
cool.
Her 4 kids. So
nice.
Floyd Fest this year. We're doing a raffle a little different than yours. We're partnered up with this woman-owned bike shop.
Just the Right Gear.
Sorry,
out of Salem.
They're awesome, and she's putting 2 bikes into the raffle. Electric Cannondale.
Yeah,
they're nice bikes.
Cool. Yeah, I've been looking at those. Me and the kids have been doing a good bit of biking, and I've been looking at the electric bikes, and I'm like, hey, you know, like they can be pedaling, and I don't have to be.
Well, they look nice. Dan's got them.
Yeah, I got the same ones, but these ones are getting custom wrapped by Dynasty today.
We don't know what it's going to be, but our friends at Leadfoot and Dynasty Branding, she does wraps and stickers and upholstery, and they run a cool vintage car shop, and they're going to wrap them for the event, and we'll see. And then we're going to give them away on Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night.
All you got to do is take a picture at the photo booth and sign up.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. I remember last year having a lot of fun in the photo booth. It's pretty cool. The Omni stage and the whole area. You guys got a good vibe.
It's a good spot, dude.
Yeah.
We built a walk-in cooler this year for up at the depot.
Okay.
So they have like beer taps up there, and
that's right there at it. Nice.
Yeah. They're trying to boost that zone up a little bit, and
it's my favorite area because of the shade. You know, and it gets hot in the middle of the day, and that's a good spot.
Me and Rye are going to work the booth a little bit this year. We've got a couple slots that we're doing, and Garth is going to drive the water truck, so I don't have to do that. But I probably will do it anyway because it's fun.
I was going to say, I won't sign me up for the water truck.
We can do the water truck together.
I'll get my CDLs if I got to.
Well, you can run the water cannon on the side, so you just hit the button and it shoots water 300 feet out the side.
Yeah, that's fun. That's a lot of fun.
I asked for a good water truck because last year it didn't work, so I was like a little bummed about it. It should be good. I'm pretty stoked on it.
Right,
we're going to get your camper out of Hawg Wild right after and move it up.
Yeah, there. I was going to talk to you about that. See what the...
Just like... I'm actually going to make it so we can get it in whenever.
Okay. I felt bad last year because you ended up doing most of it. I go out of town right after.
It's fine. But it's fine. I got your back. From all the way...
From way back.
Way back.
But yeah, Floyd Fest is right around the corner.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Last podcast you mentioned you were giving away 2 tickets to Floyd Fest.
Did we get anybody subscribing?
We got a lot of subscribers. So
how many?
I mean, I think it's close to 100 new subscribers.
I'll only do the giveaway if we get 10,000. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna do it no matter what. And
so what are you gonna do? You're gonna how
are we gonna do it?
Yeah.
Well, if you buy a ticket for Hawg or the bike raffle at Massey's,
that's too high tech.
If you subscribe, we're having a hard time understanding who it is subscribing because the names are different.
Right.
So maybe drop us a note, which some people have. I subscribe, so we can get everybody. And I think what we should do is put the list out and make sure that everybody that's subscribed is on there, like Massey does with his raffles. And then we'll pull the tickets like a week before or something.
Yeah.
And then, so you have another week or 2 to subscribe to get chance at winning 2 free raffles. Is that right, Dan?
Yeah. I'd say subscribe to the YouTube channel, to the Omnibuild YouTube channel, and then comment on one of the podcasts that you're subscribed. Yeah. And then we can correlate the 2. But we'll bring up the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
maybe next time.
Is there a deadline? Yeah, next podcast.
I would say next podcast.
Next, because it's going to take us like at least a week to sort out and figure it out with my schedule.
Right, and the you know the festival's coming up.
Yeah,
so if someone's going to win free tickets, they need to
get on
plan
accordingly and know what they're doing. Yeah, I mean.
So, are you giving away 2 tickets to 2 separate winners, or are you giving a pair of tickets to 1 winner? I was curious about the rules there.
What are they? Day passes?
They're all weekend.
Okay,
5 or whatever.
5 day passes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
What should I do?
I would say. I'd say it's fun to bring a friend. So I would say one winner and one winner.
One winner.
One winner. Two 5-day passes.
And if you cry hard enough, we might not do a second winner. No, we'll see. Yeah, Sam got excited that I was doing it.
Good.
And he's like, I'm glad you're raffling off my tickets. I was like, they're mine, bro. He's like, okay. He's stressed out. Sam gets in like super stress mode in a good way. It's good that he does that because he's just trying to make it the best time it can ever be.
Oh, I can only imagine, man. I have a hard time navigating my own day and Hawg Wild. And, these events are, and that's 12. That's big
12, 10 or 12,000 people. And they plan all year.
Yeah.
For one weekend, and then it's just over.
Maybe we should get Sam on next week.
I'll ask him. Aren't we doing a bike ride?
This week.
We're doing a bike ride.
Yeah. We're promoting these electric e-bike
I hope I don't
hogs.
crash.
That's good content.
We like custom scratches.
You have like headbands and stuff to wear. You're gonna get kitted out and
like
gear.
goggles and like the helmet with aerodynamics.
Tall socks with the stripes.
We're gonna make the noise.
Yeah,
you put a card in the spokes.
Yeah, I got one of those. I have some old Schwinn's.
Ace of spades.
That's somebody
they're
buying a raffle ticket.
They're already bothering me.
They're like, dude, what's the ticket, man? No, I'm glad you came on, dude. It was good.
Yeah.
Hour passed.
Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, we'll have you back too. Maybe we'll make it like a yearly thing, but we'll see. Yeah. Boost up Hawg Wild but yeah, no, this is my boy. He's a good dude. Check him out on his Instagram and all that, and buy a raffle ticket and come to Hawg Wild.
Yeah, come have a great time in Floyd, Virginia.
Thanks, Dan, for pulling it off. You got the mystery man in here.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Sometimes all you got to do is ask.
I wonder how much it costs. How many raffle tickets did you have to buy?
I don't know. Still waiting for the bill.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we'll see you at Hawg Wild and Floyd Fest.
Sweet.
Peace.
Thanks.
Take it easy.